Welcome back to my channel, Famous and Fabulous. At 80 years old, Tom Selleck is finally telling the truth about James Garner. Tom Selleck was born Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan. His family was working class, and they later moved to Sherman Oaks, California. Tom grew up in Southern California after World War II ended. He loved sports, especially basketball. He thought his life would be all about sports. He went to the University of Southern California because he got a basketball scholarship. He played for the USC Trojans team and also studied business. At that time, Tom never thought about becoming an actor, but his life was about to change. A drama teacher at USC told him he should try acting. After taking some classes and appearing in TV commercials, including those famous Pepsi commercials from the 1960s, Tom started to love being on stage and in front of cameras. He was naturally charming, tall, and had rugged good looks that made him stand out. This led to what would become an amazing career in TV and movies. Tom's early years as an actor were tough, but he never gave up. He appeared as a guest on several TV shows in the 1960s and 1970s, including The Dating Game and The Rockford Files. These were small parts, but they helped him learn how to act better and make important friends in Hollywood. One of the most important things that happened early in his career was becoming friends with James Garner. James became both his teacher and someone who supported him. At the same time, Tom was considered for several big movie roles, but many of those early chances didn't work out. One of the biggest missed opportunities was when he auditioned to play Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Even though George Lucas and Steven Spielberg liked him, he couldn't do it because he was busy with his breakthrough TV show. The big moment in Tom Selleck's career came in 1980. This was when he got the part that made him famous. He played private detective Thomas Magnum in the hit CBS TV show Magnum PI. With his famous Hawaiian shirts, Ferrari sports car, and mustache that everyone recognized, Tom became the coolest guy on TV in the 1980s. The show ran for 8 successful seasons. Tom won an Emmy Award and a Golden Globe Award. More than just being popular, Magnum PI let Tom create one of the most memorable TV characters of the decade. He was charming, but tough, funny, but also very human. Fans didn't just love the action and mystery of the show. They also loved how Tom brought warmth, humor, and realness to his character. His performance was so memorable that even decades later, when people think of TV detectives, they often think of Thomas Magnum. Tom didn't just stick to TV. He also made movies during the 1980s and 1990s. One of his most famous movies was 3 Men and a Baby in 1987. This comedy made lots of money and showed that Tom could do more than just action roles. He also appeared in westerns like Quigley Down Under in 1990. This movie showed his love for western films and proved that his tough guy look was perfect for cowboy movies. These roles made his career even better, proving he could be funny and also a serious, dramatic actor. In his later years, Tom kept staying important in Hollywood by changing himself and taking roles that showed he was getting older and wiser. Since 2010, he has played Frank Reagan in the long-running CBS police show, Blue Bloods. As the father figure of a family of New York police officers, Tom has brought dignity, authority, and deep emotions to the role. Critics and fans have praised his work. His performance on this show has become another career-defining moment, making sure he'll always be remembered as one of the greatest TV stars of all time. From 1971 to 1982, Tom Selleck was married to model Jacqueline Ray. She was beautiful and glamorous, and her fashion career made her famous in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Their marriage lasted over 10 years. During that time, Tom made one of the most important personal decisions of his life. He chose to legally adopt Jacqueline's young son, Kevin Shepard, who was born in 1966 from her previous relationship. This adoption showed how responsible Tom was and how much he wanted to create a stable family life. Even though his Hollywood career was getting busier, Kevin grew up not only with his mother and stepfather's influence, but also surrounded by the unique world of Hollywood in the 1970s. This was when Tom's career was starting to change from small TV appearances to major recognition. Kevin later chose his own path in life and found his calling in music. He became a professional drummer and eventually became successful as part of the American rock band Tonic. This group became famous in the 1990s with hit songs that made them popular in the mainstream alternative rock scene. While Kevin's journey was his own, Tom's adoption and support during Kevin's growing up years clearly gave him a foundation to pursue his artistic dreams. After his divorce from Jacqueline Ray, Tom's personal life eventually took him across the Atlantic Ocean, where he would meet the woman who would become his lifelong partner. On August 7, 1987, Tom Selleck married Jill Joan Mack, a British actress and dancer who was born in 1957. Their meeting happened by chance. Tom was in London for work and went to see a performance of the musical Cats, one of the most popular stage shows of that time. It was there that he saw Jill, who was performing in the show. He was immediately attracted to her charm and presence. What started as a chance meeting became a romance. Even though Tom was becoming more famous in America and Jill had an established career in Britain, the two built a strong relationship. Their wedding ceremony was kept pretty private, which showed that Tom preferred to keep his personal life away from the bright lights of Hollywood. Their marriage proved to last, marked by real friendship and mutual respect. Together, Tom and Jill had their only child, Hannah Margaret Selleck, who was born on December 16, 1988. Unlike many children who want to work in entertainment, Hannah chose a very different path. She developed a love for horses and horse riding sports from an early age. This was partly influenced by the open spaces and natural environment where she grew up. Over the years, Hannah became a successful and highly respected competitive horse rider, representing her family with grace and discipline on the international stage. Tom has often talked with pride about Hannah's achievements. He admires her dedication and determination to pursue her passion in a field that requires both physical strength and mental toughness. The Selleck family made their home in Southern California. They chose to live in a peaceful and large setting, rather than in the busy neighborhoods of Hollywood. They live on a 60-acre avocado ranch located in Hidden Valley, near Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, California. The property has a bit of Hollywood history because it was once owned by legendary entertainer Dean Martin. It gave the Selleck both privacy and a connection to the land. Unlike many actors who surround themselves with luxury items, Tom got involved in the everyday work of ranch life. The avocado groves, dirt roads, and open fields gave him not just a place to relax, but a place where he could physically work with the world around him. In a 2012 interview with People magazine, Tom spoke honestly about how satisfying he found maintaining the ranch. He explained that for him, hard physical work on the land was much more fulfilling than spending hours in a gym. So, I like to get outside and work on the ranch, from fixing roads to clearing brush, he said, emphasizing how the natural work kept him grounded. With his typical humor, he added, "I hate going to the gym, so sweating outdoors sure beats sitting on a stationary bike staring at my navel." This quote not only showed his practical and down-to-earth nature, but also showed how Tom embraced simplicity despite his fame. He even joked that he worked cheaper than anyone he could hire, showing his strong work ethic. Tom admits that he was nervous before their first meeting, worried that the larger-than-life television icon might be cold or dismissive. Instead, Garner put him at ease immediately with warmth, humor, and humility. Jim didn't have a fake bone in his body, Tom has admitted. He treated everybody from the director to the guy holding the boom microphone with the same level of respect. That taught me more about being a professional than any acting class ever could. Tom has also revealed that Garner's influence went far beyond professional courtesy. During long days on set, Garner became someone Tom could talk to, offering advice, not just on how to act, but on how to survive in an industry that often destroys its stars. Garner warned him about the dangers of fame, ego, entitlement, and the temptation to give up one's integrity for success. He encouraged Tom to keep his feet firmly on the ground, reminding him that no role, no paycheck, and no burst of publicity was worth sacrificing one's character. These lessons stuck with Tom, who has often credited Garner with helping him navigate Hollywood without losing his sense of self. But perhaps the deepest truth Tom finally admits at 80 is how personally grateful he feels to Garner for shaping the kind of man he wanted to be. Watching Garner's career, Tom saw that it was possible to be both a star and a family man, both admired on screen and beloved off-screen. Garner's long marriage to his wife, Lois Clark, inspired Tom to make his own family life a priority even at the height of his fame. When Tom stepped away from Magnum PI to spend more time with his wife Jill and their daughter Hannah on their California ranch, it was in many ways a decision based on Garner's example of choosing love and stability over the endless work of Hollywood. In a way, looking back, Tom doesn't shy away from admitting how much Garner's friendship meant to him on a personal level. The two men shared a bond built on humor, mutual admiration, and a shared understanding of what it meant to carry the weight of a hit television series. Garner, who had his own health struggles and career frustrations, often offered perspective when Tom was overwhelmed by the demands of fame. He had this way of cutting through your worries with a laugh or a story, Tom recalls. Jim could make you feel like everything was going to be all right, even when the pressure was unbearable. Now, as Tom reflects on his own legacy, he admits that part of it cannot be separated from Garner's. He sees Garner not just as a teacher, but as a mirror, someone who showed him what kind of actor and what kind of man he wanted to become. Garner's generosity, humor, and humanity left a mark that Tom carries with him to this day. In finally speaking so openly, Tom hopes that others will understand how important Garner's presence was in his life. "I owe him more than I can ever repay," Tom admits. The truth is, James Garner set the standard for everything I've tried to be, and at 80, I can honestly say I'm still trying to live up to it.